Anyway, there's no one really alive today that's actually was alive 3,000 years ago, like I was. The things that I say, the way it was, there's nobody, I don't, unless you have a time machine. You got a time machine? Anyway, there's nobody that's actually alive, and I could actually go into more detail about a couple of things, but I'd have to really go back and really think hard on it, and or see some pictures and some things, and I could tell you more about how things were, how I felt, and stuff like that. But there's no one else alive that was actually there 3,000 years ago, like I was. And I can tell you absolutely I was there 3,000 years ago. I knew Hitler's great, 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 great grandfather. Well, three grandfathers back. His dad's dad. I knew him. I'm the one who actually asked him to do horse breeding for me. Personally, I asked him. So, and he did. I didn't know him as Hitler's father back then, or great great grandfather back then, but I knew him. Like I said, if you follow me back, I go all the way back to Brazilian tribal days. Absolutely. And unless you know someone else that was around back then, sorry, I'm the only person. I don't know. Ask around. Do you know anybody that's been alive 3,000 years? Anyone? Anyone? I don't think so. I doubt it. It's possible though. You never know. Believe me, I didn't want to live this long. I don't even know how I lived this long. I was a great leader, it's true. And I'm just saying that it wasn't easy, like I say. And I'm even scared to think about the kind of person I used to be. But anyway, because I might have been a psychopath back then. Well, but like I said, we were all psychopaths, you might say. I was expected to be a certain way. Anyway, um, like I said, even my Indian chiefs even doubted me a couple times. Of course, that's funny because, like I say, I encouraged them to doubt. I said it's okay to doubt me because there are Japanese people that said I've thought some things about you and that you might not be our right leader, and they were going to kill themselves. I told them not to. I said it's okay, don't worry about it. Either I'll prove my worth or I won't, and that's the way it is. And I proved my worth many times over again, and changed things a lot. As I was very, very, very right about a lot of things, and it changed everything. But anyway, we were going from communism to democracy to voting. Anyway, so like I say, I was around 3,000 years ago. I was running my projects. I go back quite a bit before that. There are a couple of different spots where I can remember some details of what was going on. It was a different time. Um, and it was a monumental time because I made some monumental decisions about letting people doubt me and even encouraging them to work together and not just work with me. Because before they only worked with me. And I said, well, maybe you guys should work together and work with me. And that's what we did for a long time. We didn't just do my ideas. We did all ideas, their ideas too. And I basically kind of like soared above them, and watched them do things. And I did my things too, my own little projects and stuff that furthered humanity. And then they were doing their little things that furthered humanity, or they were furthered their own lives anyway. So, about 3,000 years ago, I changed everything quite a bit. And there were successive changes after that. But there's about 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 huge changes that just absolutely changed civilization as we know it. And I'm there for all of them, basically. Um, Now, well, I was a pretty good leader. I was a very good leader back then. Anyway, I don't know. I wonder sometimes if anyone could lead, but whether anyone else could have led civilization, or whether I was just the best leader or the best inventor or what, I don't know. But I was the leader back then and had been the leader for 7,000 years. And at some point I decided to retire, step down. And maybe that was a mistake. I don't know. But I thought that I had led humanity long enough, and I thought it was time for the children or humanity to lead themselves. And that actually helped humanity advance quite a bit from that stage. Humanity expanded. We were able to offer ourselves, or you were able to offer yourselves way more production than I could offer. Because I was a small group, or working small. I like small. I didn't like big. Anyway, though, it's a huge, 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 huge change at some point in the past. But anyway, I might have made some mistakes, like encouraging preachers and doing this and doing that. I mean, like I had sleighs back in the day. That reminds me of that red sleigh. I used to make sleighs. I used to have sleighs made for people. Back in the communist society, I was leading everything. Like I said, I was the czar. I was, if you go back to Greek times or whatever, there was no one else. There was always me. It was just me. Everything was me. Every leader. But some people have distorted the way things are a little bit, because they say a couple things that were not true at all. Like I didn't do that. I did other things. I mean, they were accidents. There were times when things didn't work and people died. But they didn't know any better. I didn't know any better. So, and there were a lot of times when I did know better, and I did keep humanity from making mistakes. And there were even times when another person went off and actually let someone else lead them, and they came back. I mean, they almost died. They came back, and they said, "We're sorry. We want to join you." And I was like, and the other groups, and the group that I was with was like, "No, kill him. Don't let him back in." I'm like, "I'm gonna let him back in. It's probably a mistake, but I'm gonna do it." And I did it, and everything seemed to be fine. Anyway, I don't know. I always tried to give people the benefit of the doubt, and always tried to help out whenever I could. And I was at such altitude, I was so far above everyone with everything else that I was like, well, what kind of a leader am I? What kind of a person am I? And I was like, I'm setting an example for my people. My people are going to follow my footsteps. Am I right? And I thought, well, let's try this. And I tried to be, and that was a moment where I really tried to be a leader. I tried to really, 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 really just be the best. Or be the most. And I was for a little while.